had all the coronavirus symptoms. I was coughing, I was sneezing.
I give you my heart.
Hey guys, and welcome back to Tomi's World. You already know it's your girl Tomi, and I am back with another video. So today's video is a story time about how I almost died last week Sunday, and yeah, it'll explain why I didn't upload any videos last week also. So if you're interested in hearing about that, just stay tuned because this is a wild story. It all started a couple weeks back after I did some yoga at the gym, and my body started hurting, like really hurting, and I'm like, wait, what's up? But I thought it was just like flesh pain because I'm not one of those flexible people who can be like and do all of that stuff. I can't even sit with my legs like this. So you guys know I'm not flexible at all. So I was like, oh, I just twisted something the wrong way. But it was like 2 weeks prior and the pain just kept on going. It would move from like my back to my chest, all over my body, basically. But I wasn't paying it any attention because it was uncomfortable, but not so uncomfortable that I couldn't live with it, if you know what I mean. And I really hate going to the doctor here in Japan, which is something I'll get into later, which is why I didn't go check it out. So fast forward to last week Sunday. We had graduation ceremony at my schools. As I told you, I teach at 3 schools, but I went to 2 schools graduation ceremony, and your girl was bawling. I was looking good, you know what I mean? Yeah, but I was feeling kind of sick. But I thought it was because I had been running a little bit late for graduation ceremony that morning. So instead of going slow like I normally do, because I walk like a bug, I take my time. There's no need to rush. Life is so short. Just go slow, chill out. That's the Jamaican in me, yeah, man. But yeah. So I thought it was because I was rushing. So I'm like, okay, once I get my breath back and I calm down, then I'll be fine. And I wasn't really paying attention to my body, I'm not even gonna lie. So I went to the first graduation ceremony and everything was fine. I helped my teachers to like get the chairs back to where they were supposed to be. Because of the whole coronavirus thing, the first and second graders weren't allowed to come to school, so we had to do all the work. I was carrying like 3 chairs in each hand. I was fine. There was nothing wrong with me. I was like at top strength. So the plan was I was gonna go to my first school's graduation, and then once that ended and I helped out, I was gonna catch the train and go to my next school's graduation. While I'm on the train going to this next school, I start to feel like really sick. I'm like, yo, what is up? But I thought probably I was just pushing myself too hard. I just needed to chill, so I said, okay, I'm just gonna take a little nap on the train. Everything's fine. Bear in mind that I was also a little bit scared because yes, I did have at the back of my mind that I could have corona, but I didn't want to think about it, so I just kept on telling myself everything is fine. Whew, girl. Anyway, so I went to the grocery store, I got some chicken and rice. I ate that, but I was still feeling so like not myself. I wasn't sick at this point, I was just not feeling myself. So I rested my head on the table like I was just taking a nap, because as I told you, I'm just telling myself anything but the fact that I am sick, because God knows I did not want to be sick. Jeez. So, whoa. Fast forward to the graduation ceremony. I go there, and that's when I really started to feel sick. I was so cold, and I was asking all the other teachers, I'm like, are you cold? Are you cold? Are you cold? Everyone was like, nah, I'm not that cold. I'm fine. And I'm like, so why am I cold? Because I was freezing. I had to stand beside like the Japanese heater type thing. I'll insert a picture. Because I was literally freezing, so much so that my teeth were chattering. I was just so cold. So once the graduation ceremony started, it only started going downhill from there. I was feeling so sick, I couldn't even stay awake. I just I was sleeping through the entire ceremony, and I was so mad because I love those kids, and I had to like beg my school to go to this graduation ceremony because they didn't want to send me to that one. They were saying that I should only just go to one graduation ceremony, so you can just imagine. Anyway, the graduation ceremony ended, and as I said, things only started going downhill from there. I had to rush to the train station because I had to catch my train back into the city because my school was like really in Aka, and if I missed the train at like 4, there wouldn't be another train until like 6, and ain't nobody got time for that. So I was going to catch my train, and I started to feel like really bad. My chest started hurting. I had like a sore throat. Like my throat had been acting up all day, but now it was like worse. It felt like my throat was like closing up. I'm like, what is happening? I was walking to the train station, which is normally like a 10-minute walk, and it took me like 25 minutes to get there because I just kept stopping and grabbing my chest because I was feeling so much pain. I'm like, what is happening? So I finally make it to the train station. At this point, I'm like, okay, everything should be fine from here on out. I just need to get home, take a nap, and then I'll be fine. But after every graduation ceremony, your schools here in Japan will normally have what they call an enkai, which is a teacher drinking party just to celebrate, yay, we got all these kids through the year, we helped them to graduate, we did a good job, we deserve to be happy, so we're gonna go drink. This party already cost 6,000 yen, and I had already RSVP'd, and this was the day of the party. So I couldn't like take back my RSVP because then someone would end up paying for me, and that just isn't fair. Plus, I didn't want to like not get invited to other parties like this because they're pretty cool, and you know, I just didn't want to ruin my chances. So I was in the house, I was still feeling bad, I'm not gonna lie. And I was debating like, should I go, should I not go? But the thing is, I already knew that I would have to pay this 6,000 yen regardless, and I needed to eat. So at the drinking party, you got like different dishes, you ate a lot of food, and it was normally at the parties like this, it's all you can drink, and then they give you different sets of food. So I decided in my mind that I wasn't gonna drink any alcohol. I was just gonna stay to water and juice, but I needed to go to the party because I was gonna pay for it anyway, and I didn't think it was smart to stay in and stay hungry. Ugh, I wasn't thinking. I'm walking to the party and I feel sick. I'm like,
just one step at a time. You'll get there eventually, just one step at a time.
Why am I doing this to myself? I have no idea, guys. So I cannot answer that question because I literally don't know why. I get to the party, I eat the first thing that they shared, and I started to feel really sick. So I went to the toilet, and I thought I was gonna throw up, but I didn't. So it was even like worse. Like wanting to throw up and not being able to is so much worse than actually just throwing up. Anyway, my teachers were talking to me and I'm like, yeah, I don't feel so good. And I was sitting with my JTE and she was like, why aren't you drinking? Anyone who knows me knows I'm always the life of the party. It doesn't matter if I can't speak what everyone else is speaking. I'm gonna be having fun. I'm gonna be turning up and I'm gonna be having fun. So once I was sick, everyone knew that something was wrong. So after I got the third dish, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna leave because I really don't feel well. And my teacher was like, are you fine? I'm like, no, I'm not okay, but I'm gonna leave now. And she asked me if I needed her to call me a taxi. Listen, I told her that I didn't want her to call me a taxi because I honestly didn't have any more money in my purse at that point, and I was too embarrassed to like tell her to call a taxi when I didn't have any money. So we were on this street where my friend Keith actually works, and I called my friend Keith and I'm like, yo, I am sick, I'm at a teacher drinking party and I don't have any money and I need to borrow 1,000 yen to pay for the taxi. So he's like, Well, I'm not at work yet because it was like 7:30 and he doesn't start until 8, but he said he's 5 minutes away, so he's just gonna ride his bike and come give it to me. So I was outside the restaurant bar thing, and I went back inside because I was feeling really sick. So I sat there, and some of my teachers came back and they were like, why are you sitting here? And my JTE came and she was like, are you okay? Do you need a taxi? I'm like, my friend is coming, my friend is coming. So he finally gets there and he calls me, and I pick up my phone and I'm like, yo, what's up? And he's like, Tomi, where are you? I'm outside. So I'm like, okay, I'm coming. I get up to get off the seat and I just faint. I just fall to the floor. I have no idea how any of that happened because it was literally, I have no idea what happened, and like, I don't know. When I get up, people are just around me shouting weird things in Japanese. They're like, Tomi-san, blah, 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 and I have no idea what anyone is saying. Luckily, my friend Keith speaks excellent Japanese, and my phone was ringing in my hand because of course he was waiting for me to come outside. So someone took the phone and they started talking to him. So he came in, and then everyone was making a fuss. They had to call the ambulance because I think I was in and out of it, because I could hear certain things and then I didn't know what was happening. Then I could hear again, then I didn't know what was happening. So the ambulance took me to the hospital, and it was just, I don't know. I hate going to the doctors in Japan because they don't know how to really treat people who are not Japanese. They have no idea how to handle that, which is weird because there aren't a lot of Asian people in Jamaica, and I'm pretty sure that they don't have any problems with going to the doctor, because if you're a doctor, you're supposed to be able to take care of anyone, right? No, wrong. Not in Japan. So we get to the doctor. They have no idea what's wrong with me, and they try to draw my blood. They took like 5 tries, and I am not gonna lie, I have a needle phobia. Like, I am afraid of needles. So they were poking me in here, then they went back to here, and then they tried to get like in my groin, and this was nurses and doctors, and they're like, oh, but you're so thick, we can't find a vein. And they're like, okay, one more try. I'm like, no, I'm so done. I started to cry because at this point I was so embarrassed, because when I got to the hospital, I needed to pee, and they were like, okay, we're gonna put you in diapers. And I'm like, what? My teachers were there and my friend Keith was there, but I couldn't ask anyone to leave because I don't speak any Japanese, and if everyone leaves, there would be no one to explain what is happening to me, like translate what is happening to me. So I couldn't ask them to leave, but it was so embarrassing to have to like have a third party to tell, like, oh, this is what is happening or whatever. And I was also menstruating, so it was even more embarrassing because they were taking my clothes off, telling me that they were gonna put me in a diaper. I'm like, no, I don't want that. I'll keep my pee. I'm not gonna pee. Just please don't put me in a diaper. Guys, I was so embarrassed. I'm like, oh my god, what have I done to deserve this? It was so crazy. And then they came back and they were asking like, can we please just try one more time because we can't let you out of the hospital. I'm like, are you guys interns? Like, I feel like I was in an episode of Grey's Anatomy and like someone stupid like Karev was trying to draw my blood. Wait, Karev's not stupid, but he's what we're gonna go with. So finally I'm like, no, I'm not gonna let any of you guys draw my blood. And then they called this nurse, and you could see that she was older and she knew what she was doing. She came and she kind of just grabbed my hand and she's like, one more try. And I don't know, I kind of felt like she meant business. I'm like, okay, fine. She hits my hand here, ties on something to my hand. One go and she gets my blood. I wasn't too thick for this lady. Yo, I was just, at the end of all of this, I thought they were going to tell me that I had the coronavirus because I was showing all the symptoms for coronavirus. I had all the coronavirus symptoms. I was coughing, I was sneezing, I had a headache, my body just felt really wrong. But the doctor said that all that was wrong with me was that I had a low blood cell count. So yeah, but I was still so sick. I left the hospital just as I basically went in. I felt no better when I was leaving the hospital. And I left the hospital that same night at around 12. So I have no idea why I went there. And I paid like $300 US just for him to tell me that I had low blood cell count. And give me some antibiotics for my throat, because my throat was really sore and painful. But yeah, I didn't die, but I almost died. And I was like on bed rest literally all of last week. Even right now when I'm talking to you, I don't know if you guys can hear it, but I probably sound really weird because my throat is like hurting a lot right now. But I'm just happy I didn't die. It could have been worse. Yeah, but it wasn't. So thank you guys so much for watching my YouTube videos as usual. I'm filming on my new camera right now. If you guys think the quality is better, then totally tell me, leave a comment. Also, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Thank you guys so much. We're on our way to 1,000 subscribers and we're at 800 right now. Can you believe that? We're doing so good. Okay guys, I'll see you in my next upload. Bye. Mwah.